Okay, so right now what might be available to us is a multiple of belief systems regarding energy, time, future self, synchronicity, and how miracles show up in our day-to-day. So basically, one thing that's just happened is I needed to clean my nails and look for a little cocktail stick. Is that what it's called? Yeah, a little wooden toothpick, little cocktail stick. And looking all around, can't find anyone. Anyway, so just pottering, I'm on a fast, so about to juice. And I bought some rosemary the other day, and I don't know, sometimes I potter, so I moved the rosemary. There's no reason for me to move the rosemary or to stand it up, but sometimes I just, have excess energy in me. As I picked up the rosemary, there's a cocktail stick underneath. So I'm like, oh, that's funny, because I was just looking for that half an hour ago for half an hour and couldn't find anything. And that wasn't the exact one, because there's 111 on the clock, because there's a little pot of them here. So anyway, I'm just like, okay, did I come back from the future and leave that there for myself and knew that while I was hovering around the rosemary in the kitchen because what I needed was underneath it? Or was it coincidence? Well, I don't believe in coincidence, not after the series of events that have happened in 2025. So that's one example. Now, I'll tell you another story. I was out with a friend shopping and I needed a little t-shirt to come back here with me. Highly spiritual, very connected. She has her own woo-woo powers, slightly different to mine, but when we're combined, the fairy magic is there. So we were in a shop and I was looking for my bits and she was like, oh, I just need a, what do you call it? One of those bands so that you can wash your face in the water so the water doesn't go, like a, I can't remember those things, elastic headband thing. So we're like, okay. Anyway, as we're walking out of the shop in our little bubble, we talk to ourselves, we have a little dance, we have a little funny thing. We don't really mind for the opinions of others around us because we're in our own world. We always have been since we met, and that's why sister connections are magical. Just to shout out to her if she knows who she is. And as we're walking down the road, we see a elastic headband on the floor. Now, people might think, oh, it's on the floor, I'm not going to use it. Well, it was brand new. We just put it in the washing machine in the UK. I obviously don't have a washing machine here yet. And you got a free elastic headband from the universe. So that was a funny thing. And then I also had another scenario where I like to use a pencil in my diary, which I use less than I used to. I still have certain things to do, or I won't say planning because it doesn't really exist anymore in the ways or environment I'm living now, but marking certain things, writing things down, have a little pencil, a little rubber with a yellow and black pencil. So spending time with this beloved person in my life, and we are hopping in and out. I'm not usually in cars, but hopping in and out the car, and I just say, oh, I need to go to the shops to buy a pencil. Couldn't find anyone anywhere. They either had 6 pencils in a packet or pencils without rubbers, loose, and nothing of the sort that I needed. So I was like, okay, I'll find another one, another place in time. Anyway, after about 48 hours of putting out this message to the universe, I got out the car with this person and I went round to the driver's seat. There's no reason for me to go to the driver's seat. I'd spent time with this person for a couple of weeks, hadn't been to the driver's seat all during that time. Anyway, as I opened the door, I looked down, and in the door drawer thing, the holder, is the exact same pencil that I need, yellow and black, with a rubber. And that person had not seen that pencil, didn't even know it was there, didn't know it existed, doesn't use those kind of pencils, and it's there sticking out the door. And I just invite this person to come and look at this little miracle, and she's like, and we have this moment. Another fairy being, elder, So, I mean, these are 3 small examples of things that have been happening over the past couple of years. They happen by myself, and also in magical partnerships where friendships where the other person believes in magic, believes in that. It might have taken a little bit of time for me to say, like, oh, come on, let's do this, let's do that, let's believe in the magic, let's, have ceremony, let's do various things. There was another one, I was in a forest with a fairy cis magical being, and forest that I'd not been to, and since, or known that my auntie, great aunt, and some various family members, I don't like to mention particulars on here, and had been to this forest when they were younger. So, like, in my lineage, my people had been on that land. Anyway, we go in there and the magic starts to happen. We see these beautiful jelly mushrooms and various other things, and the ferns were talking. And then we move further and deeper into the forest, and we see Amanita. And just, anyway, the magic and various other things surrounding that discovery between her and I was magical. And whether you'd had conversations about that plant, or know that when the mushrooms or herbs, hibiscus has been calling me for a while, it's usually in my day-to-day and weekly, but it hasn't been yet. I've got various signs and plants here that call me to hibiscus, so that's on the brew at the minute. So I guess it's a message about magic. It's a message about reprogram the mind. So believing is seeing, and not waiting for something to appear in our lives before we believe it. It's a daily practice. It's beautiful when it's witnessed in partnership, in relationships. And it depends on how vulnerable and playful and childlike we want to be. But end of year always gets me a bit nostalgic. It might be one of the few end of years or Christmases that I spend outside of my homeland, and so lots of things come up about magic. The miracle. People talk about the miracle of Christmas, or magic, or Santa Claus, the colours are red and white, they're themed on Amanita. And maybe I'm bringing this up because somebody's working with Amanita, and not even in the ingestion way, but in the tincture for pain relief, which was what my magical friend is using, or had the intention to create. But yeah, I would love for us to start, like, logging or observing these little synchronicities around us. For me, I believe very strongly, and don't really watch his stuff, but know of him. Is it Richard E. Grant, the very mathematical sort of genius? He gets downloads from mathematics. He was talking about, or I caught an interview with him with a woman in Portugal or something, and he was talking about, like, we know we've come back from the future, and for a while, I guess it's a year, 2 years, although time's irrelevant, so it's funny, I have been thinking and seeing things from a future perspective. Like, I have come back from the future and left these, we might say, breadcrumbs. Is it like gingerbread house? What's that childhood story where the 2 twins, or I can't remember, they go in the forest and go to the beautiful gingerbread house? Anyway, there might have been crumbs. It might be a time of lots of fairy tales and Goldilocks and the 3 Bears coming up and various things and someone told me they'd not seen Home Alone before, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's such a Christmas time of year film to catch up on. And basically, we might feel as if we have been being left breadcrumbs on our own map, on our own legacy journey, because stuff right now is just, if we've got past the stage where we need to see things to believe them, if we believe already, if we know, then 949, it's a big time to lean into the magic. and it doesn't need to be about our particular religion or belief system. I really think it's how we allow our inner child to guide, and how we heal the wounding of our inner child, and just connect with the love and joy of things that we used to find gratifying and heartwarming and soul satisfying as a small person on the realm. As a new being onto this earth, we find everything just magical. And I watched something recently, and a little baby girl had been handed a wrapped gift, and there was only a stone inside it, but she marvelled at this, this gift that was presented to her, this wrapped present. It was just a wonderment. And I believe it's a time to honour obviously the heavy and grief, deeper feelings that we might be moving through, if that's there, being a funny old time of year, but also to marvel in the magic, and to trust in the knowing that we may be coming back from a future point, 11 o'clock, future point in time, to the now, to recorrect and realign certain things, and to choose certain timelines. That's if this language resonates with you. Time, timeline collapse, highest timeline, higher self. It's all jargon for soul and magic, and just keeping our spirits high and mindful. So I didn't know this was going to be that long, but I wonder if we can look back over the past couple of years and figure out, oh, that's been a funny situation, and that has been led by that, and when you start adding up, you think, oh gosh, there might be something in it. There might actually be something in this future self that's leading, higher self, someone that's done it all before. Therefore, we can rest assured that we will survive, overcome, flourish, thrive, and make magic wherever we go.